It might be impossible to buy the perfect RV, but we don't think it's impossible to own the perfect RV.
After 6 years, we finally have the perfect RV for us.
And we're going to show you exactly what we've done to create the perfect RV.
We added the MagnaShade window coverings about 3 years too late, but we're glad we added them. This cuts down on the heat inside the rig tremendously. Right after we installed them, we did a temperature test, and it dropped the temperature inside the rig by at least 10 degrees just in the front. Was the MagnaShade worth it? Absolutely, 100%, hands down, it was worth it. If you want more information on our install and our temperature testing that we did on the MagnaShade, Stacy will link the video down below.
Up here on the roof, along with all the wind on this windy day, you will find 1,200 watts of solar. We love this upgrade. It has really helped us when we boondock. It has helped us to reduce our generator usage, making it much quieter when we're on top of our favorite mountain.
We have the marine decking to our outdoor stairs, and let me tell you, it is a serious upgrade from the non-skid strip that comes with them and or the carpet that we had in previous years. This is a nice upgrade. It's soft to step on. It repels the water. It just peel and stick. You can find this on Amazon, and if you're asking, was it worth it? Absolutely.
This is our 7-in-1 antenna, and this is how we stay connected on the road. The hardest part about this antenna is actually drilling a hole in the roof. And Phil couldn't do it, so we actually hired someone to drill a hole because he was so nervous about drilling a hole in the roof. So thankfully, the guys in Red Bay hooked us up.
He said he wasn't nervous because it wasn't his rig.
This has worked out great for us to keep us online. We got the whole bundle from Mobile Must Have.
Right over here is our Safety Plus. We added this for 2 reasons. 1, tire blowout, and 2, extra control in steering as 18-wheelers are blowing past us. When you have a tire blowout, it tends to pull you to one side or the other, whichever one blew. Safety Plus will help you maintain your center line so that you can easily and safely get to the side of the road.
Hopefully, though, you never have a blowout.
Knock on wood, we've not had one, but the Safety Plus, you can definitely tell it's working when 18-wheelers pass by. The steering is straight. I'm not getting pushed all over the road. Well worth it.
Did you notice that roof? I don't think our roof has been this dirty since we bought this RV. Phil needs to get it together, get that shoulder repaired so he can get back to work. This is a little ridiculous. Shh, don't tell him I said that.
How'd the roof look?
You're derelict in your duties.
This is one of my favorite additions, our outdoor speaker. The TV that came with the rig, the speakers were very bad. I mean, sitting 3 feet in front of the TV, you couldn't hear anything. We added the Bose stereo. Now I play it all the time when I'm outside. I'm listening to either sports on the TV or music. This addition really was a plug and play. I had to remove the TV and run the cords to the back under the sink, and there was an additional outlet back there to plug the Bose in. Well worth the buy.
Yeah, and Phil does like to jam while he's working out here, so.
If you've ever been next to us, you've probably heard us.
Oops. Like many RVs built the same year ours was, all of our furniture started peeling. The leather really was just falling apart. It looked terrible, it felt terrible on your legs, so we had to make a change. So thankfully we were able to find 2 captain's chairs and a booth that matched in Red Bay, but unfortunately no one had time to install it for us, so we had to struggle to install it ourselves. But even after all of that work, I can tell you it was totally worth it to change it out, because this material on these chairs is a total upgrade from the old material that we had, and it feels so much better. So this was totally a worthwhile update. Wall space is at a premium in the RV. So when we found out the doors on this cabinet were just fake faux doors and there was this empty space behind it, literally we jumped up with screwdrivers and started popping them off. So it isn't a lot of space, but it did at least allow us to put up some family pictures in the space that would have just been fake doors. I don't understand why they do that. They should actually let us have this empty space, but either way, was this worth it? Absolutely. The only thing I had to do is get this Luan and stain it to match and put it in the back of these pictures. But it was very easy to do, and we were able to capture some space.
Tucked away in the battery bay are 6 100 amp hour lithium Battle-Born batteries. These babies here have saved us when we're boondocking. They truly are game changers. They've allowed us to go to some amazing places and sit on top of mountains on our own power. Absolutely worth it.
I am currently sitting on our next update, and don't worry, I'm not actually going. I'm just sitting on the lid. So we decided to replace this toilet for a couple of reasons. Mainly it's because the old one that came with the RV, I could not keep it clean. The top of the lid had so many dividers and so many pieces on it. It was hard to get into all the nooks and crannies and make sure it was super clean. This one is more like a traditional house toilet, so the lid is much easier to clean. Also, this one has the slow close, so it eases down and I no longer slam the lid and scare Phil anymore.
Normally it was in the middle of the night when she slammed it.
So is this update worth it? Absolutely.
100%.
Although my feet don't touch the floor anymore, and you know, that can be an issue too, but I digress. Holy crap, that took 23 seconds to close.
That is
Are you
definitely-
guys asleep? Wake up, we're not done.
That is definitely a slow, soft close toilet lid.
That was actually painful to film.
It was like, I wanted to reach over and slap it
I
shut.
know, it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to fast forward this. You know how Oprah is always sharing her favorite things? Well, today I'm sharing one of my new favorite things, and it's called the Shaka Guide. The Shaka Guide is an app with over 50 audio tours for national parks, state parks, and scenic drives throughout the U.S. By the end of 2024, they will have a tour for each visitable national park. So if you're planning a trip to the national park, you need to check out Shaka Guide. The benefit of Shaka Guide is they will plan out your trip. All you have to do is pull up the app and it will give you directions, tell you when the stops are coming up, and even tell you stories and history about each stop as you go. It's like having a tour guide right in the car with you, giving you travel tips along the way. And the best part is, if you want to linger in one spot or if you want to rush through another spot, you can do that with this app. If you want to skip a location, you just hit skip in the app and the app will keep up with you. You will no longer drive somewhere and go, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that all about? I wonder where that came from, because Shaka Guide will tell you as you're driving through the area. Tours start as low as $4.99, and guess what? They work offline. You download them to your phone, so that way when you don't have a signal throughout these national parks, you can still use your guide, and the tours never expire. I love the Shaka Guide so much, I reached out to them and they agreed not only to sponsor this video, but also to give you 15% off your next tour. And that counts on any tour except for the Hawaii collection and the National Park Scenic Drive bundle, because these bundles already have some deep discounts. So the next time you're planning a trip to a national park, make sure you check out Shaka Guide. You are going to love them just as much as I do. We put up this faux tin tile. This really allows light to bounce around in here, and it gets rid of some of the brown that's everywhere in this RV. Now, it was a really simple process. These are just plastic, so we put it up with double stick tape and we can remove it at any time. But it's inexpensive, so yes, it was totally worth it.
We upgraded our water softener to the stainless steel BlueTech system. It works really well, it's compact, and we wanted to get away from the plastic softener that we had before, which worked fine, but we just wanted to get rid of the plastics that normally would have sat out in the heat. This is one part of our whole 3-stage water filtration system that we installed in the bay behind me. My hookup is one hose to the spigot. We got creative with our BlueTech 3-stage water filtration system and mounted it inside the storage bay adjacent to the wet bay. This worked out really nice. All I had to do was move my vacuum, attach this to the wall. And the thing I like most about the system is we put just a standard clear container over it to keep water from, if there was ever a rupture, from splashing or spraying my inverter that's right here on the ceiling of the storage bay. The 3-stage filtration system comes with 5-inch filters. Really easy, nice and compact, great setup, all stainless steel hoses and stainless steel quick connects.
The most controversial update we've done are these cabinets. People said that we lowered the value of our RV and we'll never be able to sell it. I can tell you that this has made it so much better in here, because from these cabinets back, this place was such a dark cave. When we painted these, it brightened everything up, and it is one of our best updates that we did. There's only one caveat to that, and that is these handles here. We open this door all day long because that's where our trash can is. And so it's finally been about, what, 4 years, Phil? And we haven't touched it since. So now it's time to do some updates and just touch up the paint right here. But let me tell you, it has really lasted and held up under wear and tear, and I'm very pleased with it.
The prep work is what made this last as long as it did, to only have one blemish by the doorknob.
Yeah, and the prep work, we screwed it up initially, so we had to go back in and use another primer for these cabinets, but I'm telling you, it is so worth it. Don't be afraid to paint your cabinets. If they're old and outdated, it can really lighten, brighten, and make it look really clean and new.
We added pegboard to this space here to utilize all of the space, because it's only about 5 inches deep, but it's pretty tall. So we wanted to make sure that we could hang things and get the most use out of the space. Both sides of the interior of the storage bay have the pegboard as well. It's a great use to maximize the space. So we added pegboard in another bay on the other side of the rig as well, and that holds a lot of our hoses and things that we use for the wet bay. Adding the pegboard was definitely worth it. It was a low-cost item to recoup a lot of space here in the storage bay.
It only took 4 years in the RV for us to have a junk table. That's right, just like in the house, we have a place to pile everything as we're entering into the RV. And we really like this table because it just takes a second to put it on the steering wheel after we're parked. And check this out. Let me move these sunglasses. And my Mother's Day present from my youngest. And when you go to store it for travel, it folds down and there's a magnet here to hold in place. So it stores really easily on the bed on the days that we're traveling. So was it worth it? Absolutely. One of the best upgrades for organization are these two end tables. This has really come in handy for us because not only is it more storage, it also provides 3 USB and 2 outlets per end table. We got these off Amazon and we really like all the benefit they've provided since we brought them into the RV. So yes, totally worth it.
And yes, Ange, I'm still the man. We added this awning to the driver's side window in the living room area. While we were in Red Bay, Alabama, they have a Girard awning factory right there in town. So we pulled in, took them 20 minutes to add this to Ruby, and I got to tell you, it keeps the sun out of the living room and it keeps Ruby nice and cool on the inside. This was well worth the purchase.
I've commandeered Phil's favorite place in the RV, this handy little lazy boy chair for my lazy boy. Okay, no, he's not really lazy, he's just recuperating. But this is his favorite spot in the RV, and it is amazing compared to the RV model we had before. So we did have some guidelines we had to work through so it would fit correctly in the RV, because on drive days it has to be stored on the side of the couch. So it did take some work to find the exact one to fit, but I'm telling you, the search was worth it because Phil is so comfortable in this chair and it's like being in a house, not an RV. So this, yes, totally worth it. This custom cut to fit rug sits in the cockpit of the RV. It helps us collect all the dirt and grime on our shoes and make sure it doesn't go all the way into the RV. So we really love this rug because, as I said, it was cut to fit our exact size specifications. And to go along with that, we have stair covers that match it, which were also cut to fit. So this is something we had cut for us in Red Bay, and it was a really quick process. It was very inexpensive, and yes, totally worth it.
The best part was he came to us and measured and brought it back when it was complete.
Yeah, in just a couple hours. So it was very painless and so easy to do.
A friend of mine helped me install this shelf inside the storage bay to help get some of the smaller things up and out of the way. With these raised rail chassis frame rails in here, I don't have a lot of space to come up high, so I recouped some of the ceiling space in the storage bay. The best thing about the storage shelf is that it's completely removable. It's not a permanent fixture, so I can remove it anytime I need to. This was well worth the build.
This update brought in color, it brought in brightness, texture, and it just made it really fun. So the only thing under here is just regular brown, thin, not even plywood, veneer, what is it called?
Luan.
Luan, yes, that really thin board, and this really brightened the space up because the light bounces from here to our cabinets, and it really made it brighter in here. So this was an easy add-on to our RV, and it wasn't very expensive. So if you're thinking about adding on some peel and stick tile for color and texture, we recommend it. It is totally worth it. One of my favorite upgrades is this couch. We ditched the old RV couch with that pleather and plasticky feel that was really too narrow to lay on, and we changed it out with this IKEA couch. Luckily, IKEA packages their couches in a way we could fit it right through our front door. Took it out of the box, set it up, and we have loved this couch ever since. It was definitely worth the cost.
Recently, we added a ceramic coating to Ruby. This is something we should have done when we first got her. The ceramic coating is designed to help protect her paint from the sun, the oxidation. It's easier to clean. This has been on here about 6 months. I've not washed it. She still looks shiny. She does need a bath because she's a little dusty, but that's as much dirt that clings to the ceramic coating. Well worth the investment.
And one of the things we really like is it does help prevent those small scrapes and scratches. It won't stop a gouge, but it will help those fine scrapes. It'll keep them from happening because the ceramic coating is that tough.
Yeah, it's like a coat of armor for Ruby here. She's well protected, and this is one of the best things that we could have done to Ruby.
My very first project for this RV were these valances. I cut down those crappy old window boxes. We cut off the sides. I wrapped them in curtains from my dining room and hung them back up, and I love them so much. We also added these shears on the side, and I added Velcro so I could take them down and wash them, but these really soften up the RV. There are so many hard just wood surfaces in here. I really wanted to soften it up, and that's what these do. And I think they turned out pretty good, but along with that, that was not enough. There was other animal print that I needed to let go, and it's right behind Phil. So let's go over there. The next thing I ditched was the headboard. It was terrible. I don't understand what they were doing here, but it had to go. There's enough dark brown throughout this RV. I didn't want it in here as well. So this fabric really lightened it up in here, and it was one of my favorite fabrics from the house. So I was able to pull something out of the house and bring it into the RV. I think it turned out pretty good. It was definitely worth it. We all know manufacturers skimp on carpet quality when they install it in these RVs, and our RV was no different. So after a couple of years, it was time to replace our carpet, and it was a great update for us because we were able to choose much better quality carpet, and it has really performed much better than the original stuff. We also replaced the carpet on the bedroom floor with vinyl tile, and we like it so much better. It's easier to keep clean, and we prefer it over the carpet. This is definitely an upgrade that was worth it. Our latest upgrade is this new thermostat. It allows us to control the temperature by Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. And the best part is, yesterday when we were on our way home, guess what I did? Doot, 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 doot. I lowered the AC so it would be nice and cool when we walked in here. And it was pretty warm outside yesterday. I mean, we are in Texas and all. This micro air thermostat was 100% worth it. And right beside the thermostat is our Magnum controller, which we upgraded when we did our solar and battery systems. And why exactly did we upgrade that, Phil?
I wanted the ability to read percentage on my house batteries. And as you can see, it's showing 100% on the Magnum controller.
Well, that's because we're plugged in, but anytime we are boondocking, it's so easy for Phil to come over here and check it out instead of having to do the math from the weird numbers or look at the chart or whatever. This is much easier. And yes, it was 100% worth the upgrade. Another update I did early on is this sofa table. That's right, I have a sofa table. A lot of RVs have wasted space behind their couch, and we did as well. So I took a 2x4, added a little foam to the bottom so it wouldn't scratch up the couch, and I just set it right in this empty space. Now, the RV couch, it sat here perfectly and didn't really go anywhere. But when we traded out for this IKEA couch, I had to actually double stick tape it to the back of the wall. So I can remove it if I want to, but it allows us to use this as extra table for knickknacks or drinks when we have people over or whatever. And this was so easy to do, so of course it was totally worth it. Don't go anywhere until you hear what Phil has to say. I know you want to ignore him, but don't. Okay, Phil, take it.
If you haven't signed up for the cruise yet, we have a couple of spots. And by a couple, I mean 2. So you still have time to get over there and sign up. And if you haven't signed up, we need to chat.
It's going to be so much fun. It's for March of 2025, and we are taking the same routes that the Love Boat Show used to take on their cruises. It's going to be so much fun. Every year we've done this, and people are loving it, and they're coming back for more. So if you're thinking of taking the cruise, this should be the one you take.
You don't want to miss this, because we heard that Puerto Vallarta has the longest zip line
in the world.
Yeah, in the world.
And we want to be on it.
Yeah, we're going to be on it. So hopefully you join us and you're standing behind me in line as we get on the zip line.
All right, until then, in the meantime,
in between time,
put down below your perfect RV, because we are all dying to know which one you think is perfect for you.
Yeah, and share those mods and updates that you did.
That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and one day we'll see you
on the road.
Roll the bloopers. Before we went, I think Nicole Nichols.
Terry Nichols.
Oh, damn, I was so close. I still got my tongue tied.
Yes, you did.
I said wee wee.
Who names their kid Nicole Nichols? Roll that beautiful bean footage. Nikki Nichols? Nick Nichols? Wee wee.
Wee wee, mind you. Wee wee, mind you.
Now your friend?
There's,
Phil Phillips.
Yeah.
Philip Phillips.
I got a new joke. Oh, I feel so tall.
Wow. Hey,
Peter Peterson.
Whoa, hey. Sherry
Oh my gosh,
Elmer
now we're going to have bloopers.
Cousin, Jacob Jacobson.
John Johnson.
Okay.
He was my boyfriend in 2nd grade.
And I digress. Oh.
Jenna Waiter. It will help pull it back. Entry of the.
I messed that up.
Look, I'm trying to talk to y'all and my hair is everywhere. This is much harder than it appears. Okay.
Come on, Larry Lunchmeat.